Hello everyone, good morning. Can anyone confirm audible or not? Can you hear me? Can you use your chat window? Any newcomers who is joining from today onwards? Can you raise your hand? Any newcomers who is joining from today onwards? Anyone is there? Any newcomers who is joining from today onwards? Abhay Tawari. Okay. Any other? Raise your hand. Okay, 3 members. Go on. 4 members. Okay. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Otherwise, you can say in the chat window, yes. Joining from today onwards. Okay. 4 members. Newcomers. So far we completed like 6 sessions. Okay. First 2 sessions, it's a kind of interaction. Okay. So what content we are going to deliver as part of our course. After that, next 4 sessions, just we discussed about HTML basics. Okay. So end of the session today, I will tell you, okay, what content we are going to deliver. So for last 6 sessions, what I delivered. Okay. Last 6 sessions. At the same time, I will give you the video links also. Last 6 sessions video links also I will provide. Okay. Those links you can go through. If you have any questions, let me know. Okay. Newcomers, just wait. Okay. End of the class, we are going to discuss. What things I covered as part of this course, as well as okay, so far what I covered. Okay. Let's come back to our actual session. Okay, yesterday what we discussed? We discussed about very important thing, developer console window, right? Developer console window. In this window, we discussed about the elements tab. The next one is like console tab. The next one is like source tab. Next network. Next application tab. Okay. Newcomers, just leave it. Okay, who attended the classes last 5 sessions or last 2 or 3 sessions? Can anyone tell me about this developer console window? What you understand? Developer console window. Can you unmute and talk? In the elements tab, what it has? Console tab, what is the purpose? In the source and network tab, what we can find it? In the application tab, what it has?
In console, you can like log different things and like just do simple programs.
Yeah, console, it is simply working like a JavaScript working environment, right? Yes or no? At the same time, at runtime, if you want any messages, if you want to log it, then the time you can go with the console or not. First of all, how we can open the developer console window? Right click and inspect it. In the console, okay, whatever the JavaScript programs, if you want, just you can write the JavaScript programs. Okay, simply whatever you want. How to use this console in the JavaScript session? Okay, I will tell you okay how to use this console and everything. At this moment, my console is used as a JavaScript working environment. You can write and execute any JavaScript program or not. Yes or no? Okay. At the same time, if you want to log the messages in the console at runtime, you can log it. Okay. Tell me next one. Elements tab contains what? Elements tab.
If you hover over a thing, it'll show you what it is, right?
Yes. The content which is visible to the end user. This content is visible to the end user, right? Okay. This content related source code we can find in the elements tab or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
This content related source code. This terms and condition, terms of services, privacy status is there, right? This is my content visible to you and me. This content related source code I want to check. How we can check? Right click on this one, inspect it. Now in the elements tab, see this section highlighted. This is only the code, right? For that particular content. In the left side part, that content related source code we can see. In the right side part, what we can see? In the right side, that particular element has which CSS properties. That CSS properties we can check here or not. Yes or no? This terms and services CSS. Okay, that terms and services element has which CSS properties. That CSS properties we can see here or not. Yes or no? Agreed with me? Whatever the content is visible to the end user, that content related code we can see in the left side section. That particular code, that particular element has, okay, which CSS properties, that CSS properties we can see in the right side or not. Okay, what about source and network? Network tab contains what?
All the calls he made.
Yeah, my browser send a request to the, okay, local machine one file or cloud machine or some other. Whatever the request sent by browser to get the content, that requests and responses we can track in the network tab or not. Yes or no? Whenever you run this, to load this page, my browser send how many requests? 14 requests my browser sent. How much data transferred? 8.6 KB data transferred. Yes or no? Okay, to load this page. Okay, so the request and responses we can see here or not? We can see here. Okay, what about the source tab? In the network tab, whatever the request you send, you can get the response, right? That response we can store in the file explorer format or not. Okay, say Naresh IT zoom.us one folder. Inside this one W is one folder. This is one file. Okay, like this. In the file explorer format we can see or not. Agreed with me? That is about source tab. Another purpose is what? Source tab, debugging purpose, right? We can debug our code if you want to. Okay, see the execution line by line, then that time you can go with this source tab or not. What about the network? Okay, done. Application tab, sorry. Application tab contains what? Application tab contains what? In the browser itself, I can store some data. In the browser itself, I can store some data. Basically, we can store the data as you said in the last session. Okay, in the database. In the browser itself, I can store some data. Okay, how we can store the data? We have multiple ways are there. Okay, if you want to store the data in the local storage, we have some predefined methods are there. We can use it. That data, if you want to see physically, the data is available where means, okay, in the application tab. If it is a local storage data, this is the data. See this local storage dot set item. My name is like key and my value is like Sachin. See this. Now I stored some data. Name is Sachin in the local storage. Can I go to application? Can I go to the local storage? Somewhere you can see my name Sachin stored or not. Yes or no? Like that, if you store some data in the browser storages, that data you can see, that data physically available where in the application tab or not. Local storage data you can view here, session storage data you can view here, cookies data you can view here. Okay, we have a deep discussion. Okay, in future. Okay, there has a separate concept is there, browser storages. That time we'll discuss. Got my point? Anyone have any questions so far? Anyone have any questions? Hmm? Can anyone tell me why my H1 is looks like big font size? It's a block level element. Why my H1 is behaving like that? Why my H1 is behaving like that? Why my para is behaving like this? Why my div is behaving like that? What is the reason behind? The element's behavior completely depending upon the CSS properties, what it is applied or not. Okay, which CSS properties already applied for that particular element. Okay, based on that CSS properties only, okay, my elements are going to behave or not. Okay, by default, my H1 has display block property, CSS property. That is the reason my H1 is like a block level element. By default, it has some font size so that it is, has big font size 2em. The next one is like font weight is like bold. Okay, because of these many CSS properties are applied for my H1, that's the reason only, right? My H1 is behaving like that. This is my Sachin. This content is visible to me. This content related code I want to see, inspect it. This is the code for that particular content. This code is what? H1 element. This H1 element applied with these many CSS properties by default or not. Because of these CSS properties only, my H1 is looks like this. Okay, now if you want to override it, display block is a block level element. It takes the parent width. Parent how much width? 1333. H1 how much width? 1333. 37 is the height. Okay, now H1 display block property by default applied. I want to make it like display inline now. Now see my Sachin, how it looks like. It is a block level element or inline now. It is a block level or inline. My H1 display block property by default. Now I override with what? Display inline. Now my H1 turn to be block level element or inline element now. My width
Inline.
is not 1333. It's a inline or not. So we can convert one block level to inline or not. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this Sachin is there. This Sachin. See this. It is italic. By default, it is which kind of element? By default, inline or block level? By default,
Inline.
it takes the
Block.
no. Is it take
Inline.
width or parent width? Is it take parent width? It's a inline, right? I want to convert into a block level. If you want to convert into a block level, which property is there?
Display block.
Display block. Okay, if I apply this CSS property to my eye, now my eye is turned to be a block level or not. So we can convert one block level element into inline. We can convert one inline element into block level or not. Yes or no? Agree with me? Okay. So any other questions, anyone? Anyone have any other questions? Any questions? Newcomers, just wait. We can talk. End of the session today. Remaining people. Any other questions? Okay, then let me mute all. Let's go with the next level topic. My requirement is very simple. I want to create one registration form. I want to create one registration form. By using HTML, I want to create one registration form. In my registration form, okay, I want first name, I want last name, okay, a gender and hobbies, country, address, all this, okay, form input controls I want to include. Now let's go with the requirement. My page is like a register.html. Okay. Now H1 register. The same form I am going to use in React in future with Bootstrap. Okay. Now first I need username and text box. Next one is like password and text box. Line by line, I need some gap one line to another line. Then that time, which element is the suitable one? Which element is the suitable one? I want to line by line. Okay, at the same time, I need some gap. Then the time, can I go with the para? Para by default, which CSS already applied? By default, CSS to my para. By default, CSS to my para is what? Anyone? By default, CSS to my para. What is the difference between div and para? What is the difference between div and para? Okay, if you don't know, no problem. Just run this. Now, right click and inspect and open the developer console window. Now, if I open the para, my para has display block so that it is a block level element. Block level element. At the same time, it has some margin also or not. Red shade is there. See that? The red shade. That is the margin. No content, nothing is there. If you want to place the content, you can place the content instantly here itself. Edit as HTML. Now you can put like SSS. Click outside. Now this is my para. See that? There has a red shade is there, top and bottom, that is called as a margin. But come to my div is a block level element. My div is a block level element, but there is no margin, nothing. That means there is no gap, top to bottom, there is no gap. But my requirement is what? I need some gap. Okay, top and bottom, I need some gap. One row to another row, I need some gap. Then that time, better to go with what? Okay, better to go with what? Para or not? Para or not? But if you have div only, can I change the behavior of my div as para, like para? Can I change the behavior of my div like para? Possibility there or not there? Yes, there. Whatever the CSS properties are there to my para, the same CSS properties, if I apply to my div, now my div is turned to be like what? Para or not? Now my div is turned to be like what? Para or not? If you want to place some content, edit as HTML, just add some content. Okay, click on this. Now my div also turned to be like a para or not? Yes or no? So if you know one element, you can change that behavior of that element like any other element or not by applying CSS. Yes or no? One element name is enough to you. If you know one element, you can change the behavior of that particular element like any other element or not. Yes or no? If you know CSS. Agreed with me? Okay. Okay then. By default, my para has some margin. At the same time, I need some gap so that you can go with the para. Here, I want, okay, B username and input is my text box. Now, can anyone tell? B is which kind of element? Input is which kind of element? Block level or inline? Block level or inline? If you don't know, again, don't worry, right? Okay. Now, go to that para. Para is takes the full width of my parent. Parent width 1350 and this width also 1350. But come to my B, is it like a block level or inline? Inline. Come to input, is it a block level or inline? It is also inline only or not. So inline elements, most of the times it's like side by side. Block level elements always, it takes the full width. New block level element always starts with next line every time. So in my block level element para, I added two inline elements, B and input. Inline elements always like what? Side by side. Okay, my username is ready now. The next one is like what? Okay, the same para I want. Okay, here password. Password. Here my type equals to password. My type equals to password. Done. Now see, it is not aligned properly. In future, I'm going to introduce in the CSS bootstrap. That time the same form, we are going to make it like look and feel. Now see this. This is my text box. This is my password. Why this password field behaving like this with some mask? Why? Because there has one CSS property applied for this particular element. Extra CSS property. What is that extra CSS property? If you go to password, if you see here, WebKit to text security, because of that CSS property only, it is behaving like this or not. If the same CSS property, if I copy, if I paste to my text box, okay, now my text box also turn to be like what? Password only or not. See that? Yes or no? All these things we covered in the last session or not? Because of this CSS property only, by default, my password field is behaving like this. The content showing visible with some mask. Okay. The next one. Come on. The next one is gender. Gender. Come on. Gender. Which input control is the recommended one? If you go with the Google sign up, Gmail sign up page, for the gender field, which input control they used? I have two options are there. I want to select one option. I have three options are there. I want to select one option. Then which input control is the recommended one? Radio button or not? Radio button or not? Now, if you want radio button, input type is not password. It is like a radio. Can anyone tell me type password, type radio is what? Type password and type radio attributes or not? This attributes tell something about this input whose type is like a password. This attributes tell something about this input is like what? Whose type is like a radio. So the first one is like male. The next one can I write here? Okay, female. Now can I refresh the page? Yes. Why the behavior is looks like circle? Why means for this particular input, okay, for this particular input, okay, these many CSS properties are applied. These many CSS properties are applied. Because of these CSS properties only, my input type is radio, looks like the circle or not? Yes or no? These many CSS properties are applied. But the behavior, functionality, if you see, if I check this radio button, yes, check. If I check this one, the first one should uncheck or not, but here not happening. Is it the right behavior? Functionality wise, is it the right behavior? Tell me. No, right? If I check one, the next one should be unchecked. If I check female, male should be unchecked. If I check male, female should be unchecked. Then what you have to do? You have to do one thing. You have to tell to the browser only take care of this functionality and everything. You have to tell to the browser one thing. These two radio buttons are belongs to one group. In the group, any one of the radio button you selected, remaining all radio buttons in the group should unselect. Like that, you have to tell to the browser, these two radio buttons are belongs to one group. So how we can tell to the browser, these two radio buttons are belongs to one group, you know, how we can tell something about the element? By using attributes, right? So we have one name attribute is there. Okay, whenever the name attribute value is like same for multiple radio buttons, then the time my browser can understand like what? This radio button and this radio button is belongs to one group. The name attribute value is like same for multiple radio buttons. My browser can understand like what? Those two radio buttons are belongs to one group. Now if you come here, now see if I click on this one, if I click on this one, okay. Yes or no? Okay, okay then. The next one, hobbies. Hobbies. Multiple options are there. Check. Okay, select one option. Radio button is the suitable input control. Okay, hobbies are there. Okay, I can play cricket. I can play football also. Then the time multiple options are there. Select multiples. Then you can go with what? Multiple options are there, select multiples. Then that time, can I go with the checkbox? Can I go with the checkbox? I can play cricket. Okay, the next one, I can play football. The next one, I can play hockey. Hockey. Now, can you come here? Can I refresh? If you have multiple options, okay, want to select multiples, then that time you can go with what? Checkbox. See, why this stuff is required for me? Why you are teaching like, okay, HTML means very simple. In React base, the same code we are going to use to prepare the registration form. The same code we are going to use. Extra thing is like, okay, if I check mail, then that time I want to take the data from this particular radio button. That kind of code I'm going to write by using React. So the same code base we are going to use in the React also. Got my point? Not only React, HTML and CSS is common for each and every UI related, front end related libraries or frameworks. Angular, same code we are going to use. Vue, same. Okay, here also. Okay, React also same code we are going to use. Okay. Okay, then the next one is it's a normal text box. Normal text box. If you come here, now see this, it is a normal text box, but is always like a number. That the reason, can you restrict to allow only numbers? For that, can I make my type, okay, is like a number? If I put like the type is like a number, now it is simply allowing you entering the numbers only. Got my point? Okay, the next one. Okay, country. Come on. Country. Which input control is the suitable one for country? Which input control is the suitable one for country? Come on. Multiple countries are there, select one country. Multiple options are there, select one option. You can go with what? Radio button. But you want me to go with the radio button in this case? If I go with the radio button, there has 250 plus countries are there. You want me to put like 250 radio buttons, right? You have to show 250 radio buttons in your web page or not. Then the time, half of the page occupied by my radio buttons only. So more options are there. 2, maximum 3 options are there. Go with the radio button. More than, okay, more than 2. If you want to select one option, better to go with select box, nothing but drop down. So countries, 250 countries are there. Okay, I want to select one country, then you want me to go with the radio button or select box? Select box. So select. Okay, I have 250 countries. Okay, so you have to write that countries. Okay, how we can write? Select one option. Okay, so my first option is like India. The next option, China, US, like this. Multiple options are there. Select one option. Select one option. So select is a parent element. All options are like a children's. Now, can I refresh the page? Now, if you come here, see my drop down. Okay, 250 countries are there. Just you can show the 250 countries, which country you want. You can scroll and you can select it. All are okay. I want to upload. Okay, before that, I want address. I want address. My address. If I write like normal text box is a single line. It is accept like a single line input. But address, we have multiple lines are there. My address is like contains multiple lines. Then that time, if you want to place multiple lines, then don't go with the input. Go with the text area. Text area. It allows you to place multiple lines of code. Multiple lines of code like this. You can expand it. Okay, you can write multiple lines here. Got my point? Text area is a tag. The next one is like, I want a photo. I want to upload a photo. I want to upload a photo. Now my photo is inside one of the folder in my local mission. So from that file, from that particular location, I want to select the file. I want to select the file. Okay, like this, you can select it. Like this, you can select it. Got my point? And finally, this total data, I want to send it to my Node.js application stored within my database. So finally, can I put one button called as a register? Finally, can I put like one button called as a register? Then this is my simple registration form or not? All input controls covered or not? All input controls covered or not? Yes or no? Now, the same form I want to use in React. At the time of clicking on this particular button, this total data stored where? This total data go to my Node.js application. If you have an idea on Python or Spring or .NET, whatever it is, you can create a server-side application. Now my React application is going to communicate with your server-side application. My server-side application store this data within the database. So in the total flow, okay, you have to start. Initial step is this one only or not. You have to create the form, okay, by using HTML only. If you want to make it like look and feel, then CSS, okay, we are going to use Bootstrap also. Okay, we'll see that one in future. Okay, the basic thing, if you don't know this one, how to create a text box, then how we can create the form in React? You should know or not. All are agreed with me? Okay, okay then. The next one is like, I want to create one table. I want to create one table. So how we can create the table? How we can create the table? My view looks like this. My table view looks like this. Okay, exactly looks like this. Here, name, okay, runs. Here the first player is like a Sachin, his runs is like 20,000. Like this, I want. If you observe here, this is my table. My table contains two sections. If you observe, can I say this is my first section? Can I say this is my next section? The first section is representing my table body. The next, okay, first section is representing table heading. The next section, this section is representing table body or not. Okay, let me create the table first. Table first. My table contains, okay, border, right? So you can give the border for this particular table. Okay, 1 pixel like that. Okay, this pixel, EM, these are the units in CSS. At the time of CSS discussion, I will tell. There are two sections are there: heading section, body section. Table heading, table body. So I have one section is what? Heading section. Keep inside the heading. Body section, keep inside this body tag. That. In the heading section, body section, okay, body section, if you observe, heading is like what? One row. Body also, it's a kind of multiple rows only or not. In this case, my heading contains one row. My body contains how many rows? 3 rows or not. So my heading contains how many rows? 1 row. So row represented by using TR. My body contains how many rows? 3 rows. My body contains 3 rows. This is 1 row. This is 1 row. Got my point? Yes or no? My body contains 3 rows or not? All are agreed? Come on. The next one is what? In this, my table heading row contains how many headings? two headings. One is like name, another one is like runs or not. So my table heading row contains two headings. So the first heading is like name and my second heading is like what? Runs or not. Got my point? See the hierarchy. Table contains heading contains one row, that row contains two headings or not. Heading represented with th tag. The next one is like, come to this, my table body contains three rows, each and every row contains some data or not. So first row contains, okay, first row contains one column data is like a Sachin, the next column data is like what? Is runs 20,000 or not. Okay, same like that, one more row also there, that is representing Kohli, okay, it says 15,000 runs. One more row also there, Dhoni, okay, the data is like 10,000 runs or done. My table ready. My table ready. Yes. Got my point? How this table help us in React? For example, in my table, I want to place 100 players data. So that how many TRs you have to write? Come on, 100 players data I want to place it. How many TRs you have to write? 1, 2, 3, 3 players. So that 100 TRs, 100 rows you have to write it or not. But by using React, what we can do, you know, simply 100 rows data you can keep inside one variable. Can I take one TR? Can I iterate that TR 100 times? How it is possible in React, I will tell. Possibility there or not there? I have 100 players data in one variable. That particular, okay, that particular data, I want to iterate 100 times, okay, with this TR. First time, first row data I want to place dynamically here. Like this 100 times I'm iterating. Okay, based on your data contains 100 players, right? So if you don't know how to create one TR, what you want me to iterate in React? So you should know at least some idea about table, right? Table contains what? Okay, table contains rows and columns, headings, all this stuff. If you know, then the table you can come to know at this, okay, for this particular requirement, which part you want me to iterate? Yes or no? If you don't know how to create this TR, what it contains, what you want me to iterate in React. Got my point? Agreed with me? Okay, in future, by using React, okay, how we can prepare not only 3, I don't want to hard code it, it's a kind of duplicate code only or not, every time trtd. I want to write only one time, that code only I want to iterate multiple times. How? By using React, we'll see in future. Okay, before that, you should know about how the table is looks like or not, table structure, how it is looks like or not. Okay, okay, then the next one, I want to place 3 players in the list format. 1 is like Sachin, 2 is like Dhoni, 3 is like Kohli. Like this in the list format I want to prepare. Then how we can? List format. There has 2 types of lists are there. One is like order list, the another one is like unordered list. Okay, if you want to place the players in the order list, okay, the tag name is like OL. OL stands for order list. In the order list, I want to place 3 players, 3 list items I want to place. First list item is what? Sachin. So in the order list, I want to place one list item, Sachin. The next list item, okay, Dhoni. Okay, the next one is like Kohli. Now, if you come here, can I refresh the page? Can I run here? Can I run this list one? Open. Yes. Not this one. List. This one. Yes. Sachin, Dhoni, Kohli. This is order list or not? Yes or no? This is order list. Now I want unordered list. Order list. I want unordered list. Then how? Then how? Very simple. Instead of OL, just you can place like UL. Okay. UL also contains, okay, list items. How many list items? 3 list items. Done. Now, if you come here, can I refresh the page? Yes. This is the order list. This is unordered list or not. What is the difference between order list and unordered list? Why this order list is behaving like this? Why this unordered list behaving like this? Elements behavior is depending upon what? The CSS or not. For this particular order list, if you see this. The order list is which kind of element? See this. My order list is which kind of element? Which kind of element order list? It is a block level or inline? It is a block level element or not? Unordered list also which kind of element? Block level element only or not? See the difference. List style type is what here for order list? Decimal. That's the reason only it is showing 1, 2, 3 or not. For unordered list, if you observe, list style type is what? Disk. That's the reason, see this, the disk is visible or not, dot symbol. Ordered list has also margin. Yes, red shade you can see. Yes, unordered list also margin, red shade you can see. There has not only red shade or a light green also there. That is called as a padding. In CSS, we'll discuss. Okay, for ordered, unordered list also we have the padding or not. The difference is what? Only one CSS property. What is that? List style type. For OL, it is a decimal. For UL, this is a disk or not. If you want to change it, you can change it. List style type is what? Circular, you can put circle. See, observe in the order list. Decimal, default decimal. Disk, okay, like this, okay. How you want, you can decide it. You can decide it. Got my point? Agreed with me? Now, where exactly we are going to use this React? Very simple. Again, the same story. I have 100 players in one variable. I want to display all the 100 players in the list format. Then that time, I don't want to write every time li 100 times. I want to iterate this li only inside the OL how many times? By using React? 100 times. Got my point? If you don't know what is OL, what is li, what is UL, then that time what you want me to iterate? Your requirement is what? Okay, list out all the players in the list format, in the order list format. Then that time you should know about the order list. Then that time only you can write effectively, okay, the code by using React or not. If you don't know the basics, okay, how the OL is looks like, how the UL is looks like, then that time what I can iterate. All are agreed with me? Okay. Okay, then can you do one thing from your side? Okay, can you go to this uijavakit.com? Okay, go to HTML. Can you complete all this stuff? Introduction, what is inline, what is block level, attributes, input controls, whatever the input controls are there, all the input controls, and HTML tags. Okay, what HTML tags are there? Okay, just you can go through this HTML and HTML5 also. What new tags? HTML5 is a kind of new version, but more features are there. In the HTML5, they introduced some semantic tags like header, section, footer, like that. Okay, the next one is like they introduce some input controls. Input type equals to color, input type equals to email, input type equals to number. Like that, some input controls they introduced, some attributes they introduced. Okay, some media tags, video and audio tags they introduced, some graphics tags, SVG and canvas they introduced. Okay, some APIs. Okay, don't go with these APIs. Okay, APIs will discuss in the JavaScript. So up to APIs you can complete it. These all things by seeing you can easily understand. Just go through this one. Got my point? Okay, can you complete? HTML. Can you complete the HTML, overall HTML? At the same time, okay, go to any favorite website. Go to any website. Check what they written. That is only the way of learning HTML. Check what they written. Don't sit idle. Just go to any website. Check. Okay, this is the one. Okay, this is the code. For this code, what kind of code they written? Strong. Okay, strong. Font weight is 700. Okay, font weight is 700 by default. It is applied to my strong. What is that? Strong tag. Like that, you can go through this one. The next one is like anchor tag. If I click on this one, okay, then the time it is navigate to one page. So anchor is used for what? Navigate to one page to another page. There has one attribute is there, href. Based on this attribute only, it is going to navigate to that page. This is my anchor. Okay, the color of this anchor is like this one. Okay, say this is the color. If the color, okay, if you want to check, if you don't know about the CSS also, just check and check. See, if I checked, the color applied. Okay, if I uncheck, the color is not applied. See, you can see the which part is affected in the browser or not by check and uncheck. Okay, like that. Just check what kind of code they written outside people. Go to any favorite website, just check what they written. HTML and CSS is like a open. Okay, it's a public one. You can directly go to their website and check it. If you want, you can copy paste in your website also. Okay, if you want this anchor in your website, copy this one, copy this element, copy this element. Once you copy it, go to your code, just paste it. Once you paste it, now come here, okay, refresh your page now. Refresh your page. Okay, where is our list, right? Okay, right click on this one, open. Now you can see this terms of services or not. Like that, go to any website and check what they written. Okay. So from uijavakit.com website, complete this HTML by tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow onwards, we are going to start with CSS. Tomorrow onwards, we are going to start with CSS. Okay. Any questions, anyone? Anyone have any questions? Go on. Anyone have any questions? Yeah, I'm uploading the files. Okay, if you don't have any questions, just you can drop. Tomorrow the same time you can join. Okay, who has questions, just stay back. Remaining all people can drop. Newcomers, just stay back. Okay, you can unmute and you can talk. Okay, let me unmute. Okay, yeah, you can unmute and you can talk.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Like in most web pages, they are using div, right? So what's the reason why they are using more div tags?
Any website you are looking for, if you see, most of the times they are using like div. That's the question you're asking.
Yeah, why they are using div tags? Like when there are
Yeah.
like so many tags, why they are using div
Yeah.
tag? And
See, very simple. See, the default div behavior is what? How the div is looks like. How the div is looks like.
block, it's a
It's
block
a
level
block level
element.
element.
Yeah.
Is there any effects for my text is applied? Any effects or a normal font?
No, not by
Normal.
default. It's normal.
Normal font or not?
Yeah,
So,
normal font.
yeah. So if I take div, it's like a plain text. I can mold the text how I want or not. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You can say, you can ask like span also same like that. Yes, span also same like that. But the div extra feature is what? Okay, it's a block level. One extra CSS property applied or not. That's the reason
Yes.
if I use div, I can make the div how I want. Okay, how I want to make this div as like any other element. I can do it or not by applying CSS simply.
Yes.
Okay, that's the reason most of the website they prefer like div. They applied some CSS to div to change the behavior of the div like any other element.
Oh, okay. Sir, I have one more question. Yesterday you were showing Axis Bank page.
Yeah.
In some pages, we are not able to give a right click. How can we do that? Is that with React or it's with normal
Yeah, by
HTML?
using JavaScript, we can do it. Okay, enable, okay, disable, okay, disable right click. See, in the uijavakit.com also, I did like, see, disable right click.
Okay.
Okay, I will tell that.
Okay.
Okay, some
Okay,
React
sir.
libraries are there, okay, predefined to disable that particular right click. Okay, by using JavaScript also we can do, not by using HTML and CSS.
Okay, sir.
We have to
Thank you.
write some scripting.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
So any other questions? Anyone have any other questions?
Hello, sir.
No? Go ahead.
Sir, can we create form without using form tag?
Yes. Okay, we can create a form without using form tag. If you create a form by using form tag, directly that form by using input type equals to submit button, you can submit to the server by giving action equals to something that URL. Okay, but without using form also, we can create a form, we can give this data to the server application and we can store it. In our case, we not use any form, still we are going to submit the data to the server and place the data or save the data in the MongoDB.
Okay.
It is not a mandatory.
Okay.
Any questions before move to the newcomers? Talk with newcomers. Okay, newcomers, are you there still? Still there, newcomers? Can you talk? How many members are there, newcomers? Can you raise your hand or yeah? So this is the content we are going to deliver as part of our sessions. Remaining people can drop who don't have any questions. Remaining people just drop. Okay, don't waste your time. Okay, total course duration is like 60 hours. Okay, we are going to start like what things are required to learn React. I can say like a prerequisites. So we are going to discuss those prerequisites also as part of our course. So there is no need to learn out another course. Okay, don't need to take any other course for HTML, CSS, JavaScript to learn. Nothing is required. We are going to start from scratch here. So that we are going to spend some time on HTML. Okay, till 4 classes. We spent like 4 classes on HTML. Okay, once my HTML is completed, you can go with the CSS. Okay, once these two sections, HTML and CSS is done. Okay, let's go to JavaScript. See, in JavaScript there may 35 topics are there. Okay, don't think like these 35 topics we are going to take like in the sequence order. Don't think like that. JavaScript and React go parallel. Whenever React topic is required some JavaScript knowledge, then only we start with JavaScript first and then go with the React. Don't think like first we are going to complete 35 topics and then go to the React. Don't think like that. Exactly after 10 days we are going to move to the React with JavaScript. Got my point? Okay, so whenever the React is required some JavaScript knowledge, first we are going to start with JavaScript and then move to the React. Okay, in the React, these many topics we are going to cover. Once it is done, I want to cover like some DevOps related stuff. One is like build and deploy your code. Okay, how to deploy the code in the GoDaddy, AWS, and Vercel. As well as version control, I want to discuss like a Git. Okay, how to save, how to commit your code and everything in the cloud, how to manage it. Okay, what is repository, what is branch, what is merge, all this stuff, what is pull request, everything we are going to cover. The next one is like I want to discuss like one end-to-end flow, client, server, and database. For that, I want to use The backend is like Node.js, and my database is like a MongoDB. Okay, so don't think like Node.js everything we are going to cover. 30% we are going to cover Node.js to create REST API calls as well as GraphQL calls. And once it's done, it is a state management application. Okay, state management, I want to manage the state at application level. For that, I want to implement Redux in my React application. One more library is there like Redux, that is JuStand. Okay, so I want to introduce JuStand also. Okay, nowadays people completely avoid the class components. Only they are using functional components in React. So to work with functional component, hooks are very, very, very important. So that we are going to discuss these hooks. So one end-to-end application, it's a kind of looks like real-time application. Okay, we are going to create like 4 applications. 2 are like by using REST API calls, online test. 2 are like GraphQL. The same application I want to convert like a query language GraphQL. So JWT, how to maintain Java, JSON web token, JSON web token. In our React application we'll discuss. Weekends I want to discuss Next.js, React Native, and React with TypeScript. Why? Because these are out of syllabus, but if you know React, these all are, you can easily work, you can work on this. Why? Because these all libraries, frameworks are using React only by default internally. I want to discuss like Webpack, how to create a React application using Webpack customization. I want to tell softwares you need to install. These many softwares you have to install in your mission in this course as part of. For now, Visual Studio Code is enough. You need to create an account, GitHub account, Vercel account, MongoDB, AWS, npm.js. These many accounts you have to create. This is our learning website, uijavakit.com. This is always up and run. Our programs and everything we are going to deliver by using this website only. So far, including today, 7 classes completed, 6 class videos. These are the 6 class videos. The course fee is like without videos 5,000, with videos 8,000. If you want to put some experience, better to take videos to revise the sessions multiple times. This is the bank detail. These are the bank details. Here is the bank details. Just you can if you are interested, just you can pay the fee. Before paying the fee or after, you can check with admin. If you have any questions, in case if they not respond, then the time just you can mail me. Because they are busy with some other batches, so you can mail. This is my email ID. This is about the content. Newcomers, just open this website once. I will show you how to download this content. Open this website, the same website, just I pasted in chart, right? Let me paste again in the chart. Yeah, I pasted in chart. Just click on that website. Just click on that website. Once you click on that website, you can see multiple tiles here. One of the tile called as a React.js tile. Here, see this. Click on the React.js tile. Once you click on the React.js tile, here you can see multiple topics, React topics and some programs you can see. At last, before VTS, before VTS logo, you can see, one link here, today class. Just click on the today class link. Once you click on the today class link, you can see here, what is that? One zip file downloaded. Go to that zip downloaded folder, extract this zip. Extract this zip. Once you extract it, in that particular folder, you can see day 1 to till today, whatever the programs, whatever the programs we discussed, everything you can see there. Got my point? Now, if you open this one, last day for fee is like Tuesday, next Tuesday. Now say this, all the content you can see here at the same time. Here you can see, your videos also. Just you can go through that. These videos also you can. This is your content, JS content, and this is your React content. And this one is like your DevOps related stuff, and this is your backend and Redux and JuiceStand and React hooks and end-to-end application. Okay, some of the weekend sessions we are going to take. The next one is like softwares installed. The next one is like, okay, create an accounts, and then this is our learning website, our 6 class videos, 6 days class videos you can see here. I have one class missing. Okay, tomorrow I will see. Okay, till Tuesday it's like same link. Okay, we'll update you whenever the link get changed. We'll update. Okay, mostly. Okay, Tuesday is going to change.
Is there any classroom?
Classroom link. Okay, if you pay the fee for the videos, then they are going to add to the classroom. Okay, so that you can view that videos in the classroom link, but the content and everything we are going to deliver by using uijavakit.com website.
No, actually I'm asking about the class tomorrow.
Oh, you are asking like offline sessions?
Tomorrow is the class tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow is class is there? Yes, there. Yes, there. Okay, Monday to Saturday.
Oh,
Monday to Saturday. Okay. Any other questions?
Hello, sir. So this weekend, will we be having the class like Sunday?
Sunday no. I will tell. Okay, if Sunday class is there, I will tell before only.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? No. So newcomers, just go through that content, go through that videos. If you have any questions, okay, tomorrow. Okay, I'll take the backup kind of session free. If anybody have any questions.
Yes, am I audible?
Yep.
Okay, I just have one question here. Like you guys are providing these videos on YouTube. So what is the difference that like we have to join this course? What else you are providing here?
No. First 10 sessions videos are like free. That's the reason they upload in the YouTube. Okay. After
Okay.
10 sessions, we not provided any videos. Okay, we will not provide any videos. We will not. If you pay the fee for the videos, there has a separate website is there. They are going to give the access to that website. You can view the videos. Got my point? First to 10 class videos only the free. Okay, those 10 class videos only they are going to upload in the YouTube.
Okay.
Those are like public.
Yeah, got it. So one more thing, like this timing is conflicting with little bit with my meeting. So how we can handle this kind of situation? Because I have every day meeting at 10 a.m. So
Yeah, exactly 9 to 10 is our class. After 10, there is no class. Exactly 9 it is going to start, 10 it is going to end. Exactly.
okay, fine. Thank you.
Anyone have any questions? Okay, then we'll continue the remaining things in tomorrow's class. Thank you guys. Bye.
Thanks.